Hey everyone! So today I am showing you the updated setup of my Malden, and I got this about a month ago, and honestly the setup has changed quite a bit, so I thought it was a good time just to walk you through the changes that I've made. I have filmed this video so many times, so hopefully I can get through it without any disruptions and without the lighting changing and without it going over like a half hour, which has happened almost every time. So if it seems like I'm rushing through it a little bit, that's just because I have a lot to show you guys. The first change that I have made is what I carry my Malden in, and that is this little pouch right here. So this is by Virginia Johnson, and it's just this adorable flamingo pouch, and it's a beautiful color. It's actually a bit more of a teal color than it looks on camera. On camera it comes off a little blue, but it's just so cute. I found this at TJ Maxx a couple weekends ago, and I thought it would be perfect to carry my Malden in for summer, and it costs less than $8, so I thought that was a really good deal as well. So aesthetically, as far as my outside of my Malden goes, it hasn't changed too much. As you can see, there's nothing really crazy going on that wasn't there when I got it in the first place. The leather is very, very forgiving. Any scratches that I have gotten on it have pretty much disappeared just from handling it on a daily basis. And if you do get any scratch, if you kind of just like massage it, I guess the oils in your fingers kind of buff out the scratches in the leather. So as you can see, it's still very beautiful. So I'm very pleased with that, because that was one thing that I was worried about with getting a Malden. I changed my charm for the summer. So this is a little flamingo charm from Walmart. These are $1.49, so that is a great price for a charm, and I just thought it was really pretty. As far as when I open my planner, the first change that you'll probably notice is that I'm no longer keeping my page flags in these pockets, and that's because they were getting chewed up. They were just getting damaged there, and I'd rather keep them nice someplace else than keep my planner looking pretty. So I just put in some cards that I use frequently, like my license and things like that. I still keep money in this little pocket right here. I just don't have any cash on me right now. And then in this big pocket back here, I just keep important papers that I kind of don't have any other place else to store them. So my dashboard is just decorated with some pictures of my nieces and my cousin and me. While they were in town, we took some pictures together. It's all stuck on with washi tape, so it's easy to remove it if I want to at a later date. This is a piece of watercolor paper that I did a watercolor of a mermaid's tail and wrote "Just Keep Swimming," and I just thought it was a really cute dashboard for summer. The next big change in my planner is my dividers. I actually pulled out my dividers from my Saffiano, and I just thought they worked a lot better in this planner color-wise, and they had 4 dividers, which I prefer. I was working with 3 before, and I felt like I was putting way too much into my brain dump, and so I like to be able to spread it out a little bit more. So my first section is my dates section, and I just put this little Heidi Swap sticky note on here that says "I love planning." Actually, it just said "I heart," and I put the planning in because I do. The first thing in here is my year at a glance, and really I just use this as a visual representation of time passing. I don't really ever reference this much, but I do like to keep it in here. And I made that a little bit more sturdy by attaching it to a piece of scrapbooking paper. Put a little journaling card on it, made it cute. So this is the first week that I got my Filofax, so I didn't want to go back and fill in information. I just decorated it a little bit. I put another one of those Heidi Swap sticky notes, and it says "Made my day," and then I just put in that my Malden arrived, marked payday, and that was it for the first week. I decided that I did want to use my inserts that I got with my Malden just because it was kind of pointless not to use them, just because I didn't like the color of the font, and I am liking them. Will I eventually buy something else? Probably, but for now they're working just fine. So this is the first full week in my planner, and it was kind of busy, so I didn't do a ton of decoration. The next week was kind of the same thing. I actually did a lot of decorating here, but the week got pretty busy as the week went on. And this is my 3rd week in my planner, and if you can't tell, this is the week that Jurassic World came out, so I was really excited. And my family was in town, so most of the things that we did were like really fun things. Like I put my little sticker in from going to the Science Center, and this is my movie ticket from seeing Jurassic World. And then last week, this layout I actually have a decorate with me video on, so I'll link that down below. And in case you're curious, this is what the week ended up looking like. So on Father's Day, I ended up going to see Avengers with my dad. It's been out for a really long time, but I finally saw it, so I just tipped in my movie sub again. And then this is the current week, which once again I have a decorate with me on, and I will link that down below as well. This right here is a Project Life divider. So when you get these, they're 12 inches long to fit the Project Life albums, and they have holes in them. And all you have to do is cut off the bottom and add some extra holes, and I don't know if you can see, but I slit mine so I can move it around really easily. And I love this so much more for my Today marker than I loved using my Filofax ruler. Firstly, because it looks pretty. I like the way it looks in the planner. And secondly, because it's wider, I can put sticky notes on here, so it kind of works as a second dash in my planner, and I really like that because I like being able to have a place to put little notes down as I go throughout the week. I don't do a lot of forward planning other than marking down paydays, and I'm going on a vacation the week after next, so I wrote that down, but other than that, I'm keeping my weeks clear until I decorate them. And I have rounded all the corners in my planner. I actually spent a night rounding the corners. I used the Paper Studios corner puncher, and I just really like that look overall. I think it looks a lot more clean. So I just have all the way to August in here, and then it goes to my spending section. Well, a few things have changed in here. The first is I have this little tracker. So this is the jar tags that you can get from the Target Dollar Spot. They were out earlier in the year. I don't know if they're still available, but all I did was cut off the top and punch some holes and put a little label. And what I do is when I put money aside for spending money for my vacation, I put a little star that denotes a certain amount of money, and I know how much that is, and it's just a nice little visual representation and motivation for me to keep saving. This is my June no spend, which I'm not doing too great on, but I'm doing better than I did on my April no spend, so I guess it's baby steps. And then this is a little day timer zipper pouch, and what I keep in here is all my receipts. And I don't have a little label that tells me what's in here because I kind of pretty much know. I'm not a huge couponer, but when I do get them, I like to save them. And what I do is just order them in whichever one is expiring first, I put on top, and that way I see it and I know to use it. This is just a little journaling card where I wrote some things down to help me save money. These are like common things that I don't think most people need to be reminded of, but apparently I do. This is my budget, and I just have it covered because, you know, personal information. But I just have written out how much I need to pull out for the envelope system that I do every other week, and then how much my bills are. Really basic. And clipped to that is my bill tracker, which is actually a fold-out bill tracker. So for the most part, the rest of this section hasn't changed too much. I still have like my online orders. I have my wish list and my makeup wish list and what I'm looking for when I go into Dollar Trees. And then I actually added in an IKEA wish list because I have a lot of things from IKEA that I want to get. So that is it for my spending section. The next section of my planner is my social media, which used to be in my brain dump, and I just pulled it out again. Gave it its own section. I kind of prefer that. In here, there's not a ton, but I am tracking my YouTube subscribers and my Instagram followers. And this is my YouTube to-do list with some different notes for different videos that I want to do, because I'm notorious for wanting to film a video and then like forgetting what I need to say. So I just have that clipped. My blog to do, which I need to work on my blog so much. Things that I make for my shop, things that I need to get for my shop, prices for my shop. I'm still working on opening my shop. And then things that I might want to make for my shop. So that is everything in my social media. It's not too much, but I do like to keep it separate because it is its own little thing. And then the last section is my brain dump section, which honestly has changed the most, so I will get into that now. But first and foremost, I have my daily and weekly kind of like my chores that I like to do every day and every week written down, and I have this up front because it's the most important thing. It's something that I need to do every day, and once again, it's like one of those things that, you know, it's kind of common sense to do a lot of these things, but I'm the kind of person, if I don't have it written down in front of me, I won't do it. So I like to have it just so I can look at it and be like, okay, I've already done that, I'll just do something else on the list. And I probably should make a monthly and a yearly one as well. I just haven't yet. Then I have another one of these Project Life dividers. I really love this one. It's Constellation. The biggest change of my brain dump is that I'm using the file cabinet system where you have A through Z tabs and you file things away alphabetically, and that way when you go to look for them at a later date, they're easy to find. Now that being said, I do not have A through Z individual tabs. I didn't feel like purchasing them from Filofax. Sometimes you get planners that come with them, the Malden does not. And I also didn't want to have to make 26 dividers. So I just worked with what I had, and that was the Filofax manila dividers. They're really basic to look at, they're nothing special, and there's only 6 of them, but I made it work. And I did that by assigning 4 letters to each section except my last tab, which is U through Z, because I knew no matter what that was going to be where I had the least amount of paper, so it didn't really matter that there was a lot of letters in that one tab. I just decorated them with some washi tape and some labels, and then I decorated the front of each divider just, you know, so it's a little bit prettier. So this is my first one. This is my A through D tab, and in here I just keep things like annual events, my banana bread recipe because I make banana bread whenever my bananas go bad. Then I have my books that I've read, and then college classes that I need to take. And that's it for that section. Then I have E through H, and in here I have Etsy shops that I like to go to, what I want to give away for my 1,000 subscribers, a headache tracker, which luckily since I've made it I haven't had to use, and places that I like to hike near where I live, or near-ish to where I live. My I through L divider has only one thing in it, so that was another reason. I knew I wouldn't fill up every section, so I didn't really need to have an individual divider for each letter. So for example, I only have my in search of list in here, and that's just a list of things that I'm trading for in Facebook from Target, and then Filofaxes that I'd like to purchase secondhand in the different Filofax groups that I'm in. And I purposely put a piece of washi here so I wouldn't add very many more things to that list, because honestly, how many Filofaxes does any one person need? So my M through P section looks like this, and I just have like my Nashville trip that I'm taking itemized out with what I need to do and places I'd like to eat and my budget. And then these are actually 2 places that I thought of afterwards that I'd like to go to while I'm in Nashville, so I have that together. And then the last thing in this section is just a packing list, and this is a 2-day or like a weekend trip packing list, and most of my trips are that length of time, so I just like to have it so I don't have to, every time I want to go on a trip, think out this list. It's just always there and really easy for me to pull out and write down what I need to take. And then underneath it is actually what I like to take in the car, like as far as snacks, because I don't like to stop. I like to just be able to eat and drive. The next tab is my Q through T tab, and honestly there's the most things in this tab. The first being lists of racks that I like to do, and then I have restaurants that I like to eat at, and healthier snacks that I like to keep on hand. That way when I'm shopping I can just pull out this list and I don't have to constantly write down the same things. I have the 2 different planner addict tags written out just so when I want to film those I can pull them out. I don't know which one I want to do though, so yeah, I'm kind of going back and forth on that. This might be weird to some people, but I have a lot of tattoos that I want to get, so I have them all written down because A, I don't want to forget any tattoo that I want to get, and B, I like to think about the tattoos that I get for a really long time before I actually get them. So I kind of just write them down and, you know, think on them a little bit. And the last thing I have in here is things to do in the area. I used to be a nanny, and I already had a lot of this stuff written down elsewhere, so it was pretty easy just to pull it and put it in here. And it's good for if I ever have a boring day, I can just look through and find something to do. And I also lied, the last thing in here is actually my to be read list. So the last section only has one thing in it. That is because it's my U through Z section. I don't really find myself filing things under those letters too often, but it just so happens my dog, his name's Zelda, so she has her own little section in here. And this is just her shot records, and I like to write it down just because those are kind of like annual things, so I can just look back and see when she needs to get her new shots. And I decorated it with this little sticker right here, and I'm actually going to insert a clip of Zelda right now to prove that she looks a lot like this dog. Hi Zelda! Zelda! She just woke up from a nap. But yes, those are her shot records. Isn't she cute? She's a very big girl. She's 7 months old. Huh. Huh. So yeah, that was Zelda, and this is Zelda's little page in my planner, and that's the last thing in my brain dump section. I have another one of these Project Life dividers in here. This one is just labeled miscellaneous, and I also slit the edges so it's easier to move in and out. This is just nice, so if I need to get to anything in the back of my planner, I can just flip to it without having its own divider over here. The first thing I have is this little pocket that I made from a Dollar Tree pocket. I just cut it down, hole punched it, and put a little bit of washi right here so it makes a complete pocket. And in here I just keep journaling cards and stickers that I like to use. It's kind of thick, but honestly my planner isn't too bulky, so it's okay. And I find myself using the stickers that are in here pretty frequently, so that's why I like to keep them in here. And I have my Filofax ruler, which honestly the only reason I have it in here is for when I'm cutting washi. That's a really good trick for that. In my little top loading envelope, I have this picture of my nieces. When they were here, we went and saw Elsa, Anna, and Olaf, and we actually stood in the hot sun for hours for them to meet them. It was for charity, and I just really like this picture, so I popped it in here. And I have a picture of myself as a baby and my grandma, just some pictures that I really like. And then I put in another one of these day timer card holders, and I just have extra cards that I don't use as frequently, but because I use this as my wallet, I still need to have them on me, because the minute I go somewhere without them is the minute I'll go to one of those stores and not have it. That goes to this little Filofax sheet that comes with the planner. And I just have a very small amount of spare sheets of paper because honestly I rarely use this paper. I like to use the paper that I keep elsewhere and add it in as I need to go. So this is just in case I need to take a note somewhere. And the last thing that I have back here is the page lifter that I made using a Dollar Tree cutting board. So it's a really cheap, easy DIY, and it works really good and prevents my pages from curling under. So that is it. I still have my Target Dollar Spot pen back here, but other than that, that is pretty much all the changes that I have made to my planner. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them down below. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, please subscribe. And I hope you guys are having a great day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye!